Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. How much did you want to spend? Notice, I said do. How much do you want to spend? If you're in a store and I ask you, how much do you want to spend? Are you going to spend any money? Maybe you're going to get scared and walk out. But what if I change that to past tense? How much did you want to spend? And then I add a sir for extra politeness. How much did you want to spend, sir? Sir. Well, what does that do? That kind of puts pressure on the person. So let's forget the sir. Sir is too formal. It adds too much distance between us and the customer. Us being the salespeople. How much did you want to spend? This sounds like it's in the past so that the customer does not have to worry about spending the money now. Let's see how else we can be formal and persuasive and polite at the same time. Can you tell me the time? Can you tell me the time? That's more polite than what time is it? Because if I say what time is it, it's just demanding that you give me the time. But if I ask you, can you tell me the time? Then I'm asking if you will give permission to me, for me, to hear you tell the time. But I can even be more polite. Oh yes, we can be more formal and more respectful at the same time. We can use could and would instead of can and will. Isn't that great? Look at this. We can take an ordinary sentence like, can you tell me the time? And we can add a formal level of distance between us and the speaker by changing that can to could. Could you tell me the time? And we don't have to say sir. We don't have to say ma'am, because that's just too much. We don't want to put too much distance when we're asking for a request, because when you're asking a request, you're not making a demand. You're not trying to show power. You are submitting. And when you submit, you want a little bit of friendliness between you and the person who you are making the request to. So don't say, could you tell me the time, ma'am? Unless maybe you're in jail and you're talking to a female guard or something like that. But otherwise, could you tell me the time is sufficient. Would you tell me the time? Could you and would you? What's the difference? Would you tell me the time? That's more hypothetical. Like, would you lend me some money? Lend me money. Would you lend me money if I needed the money? That's hypothetical. If blah, 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 would you lend me the money? If I was more handsome, would you date me? If I was stronger, would you watch me in the Olympics? If you were in charge, would you handle everything better? So that's the difference between would and could. Could is better for requests because it's not asking about hypothetical situations. But you can also use would. In fact, would might even add more of a level of distance between you and the speaker. Because if you say, could you lend me any money? Then you want the listener, as the speaker, you want the listener to lend you money right now. And maybe you don't want the listener, if you're asking the listener for money, to feel that way. Now what about, let's see, how else could we be polite? I think that's about it. If you haven't already, could you please subscribe? And also, could you please give a thumbs up? Thank you kindly. Native Speaker English teacher signing out. Salutations and bye.